Life ain't easy, baby. We're alright. Gotta stop that wishful thinking. It ain't no good for our minds. Saturday night in the bars all filled while the hometown boys breaking like blue pills. Lend me two and I'll get you back by Friday.
Welcome back to Between the Takes. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. I am here with the one, the only Chris Rafter, aka Raf, which threw us off all day.
Yeah, double Raf action.
Double Raf action today.
Yeah.
We had Raf sitting behind the camera and then Raf sitting on the futon. And I would be like, Raf, you good? And I'd just hear two, yep, at the same time.
It's a rare situation to run into.
But thank you, man, so much for coming on. If you can, just remind me of the 3 songs you did again.
Yeah, did Hometown Boys. Kind of did Hometown Boys. I did Jeans. And then I did Come in Pieces.
Come in Pieces.
Those are the 3.
Which of those 3 are out currently?
So Hometown Boys is out. Jeans is coming out in June.
Okay.
Yeah, it's currently May. So that'll be in June. So I don't know, before or after this, that'll be out. And then Come in Pieces like July, and then an album in July. So
nice. Okay. Yeah. So this might be out in time for that to be accurate about Jeans, or Jeans might already be out. So you can check out the song or wait to check out the song, one of the two. But thank you so much, man, for coming on. I think I was the one who reached out to you for this. I can't remember, because sometimes people will hit me up and it'll come on. But I think I found you because of just mutual connections with, if people go back to Vincent Michael or Vince, I forget what he goes by as an artist, but he had a guitarist on that you were very close with. Yeah,
Mark Bank.
Yeah, that guy was great. What's your relationship with him again?
Yeah, so Mark, we met on Instagram too. Yeah, funny enough. So I was looking for a bass player back in like September, and I put out just like a post on my story or something, and Mark hit me up and he's like, I'm a multi-instrumentalist, I do all this. So I had like 4 or 5 people that we had planned auditions for, and we met Mark and we just crushed a 5th of whiskey like first day. It was like 1 o'clock. Oh, I'm sorry. It was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're like, and he crushed it, obviously, but we're like, oh yeah, and he drinks like us, and he's funny, so that's a lock.
He is funny.
Yeah, so now Mark's been in the band playing bass, co-producing with me. He sings harmonies with me. He's kind of our he's the musical director for the live stuff. He's just got a really good live sound sensibility. He knows how a lot of stuff works that I don't. So yeah, he's the boy with a few days a week.
That's cool. So it's something I'm always curious about, and I think just because I don't know you that well, I get to ask this, like, how did you really get started in music and get to where you are? That might be a super broad question, but you were just mentioning like, oh, this is kind of what I do full time at this point. And I love getting info like that, just because sometimes it gives tidbits to other artists of what steps they could take or should take to kind of help themselves. Yeah.
So I'll tell you, like, to keep it super short, I started writing songs when I was 13. I hate saying my age, but I'm 29 now, right? So it's been 16 years since I wrote my first song and started playing guitar. I knew from like the first song, I was like, I want to be a rock star one day. The biggest thing that held me back is, one, not writing the best song. It takes a while to write, to get to a point where you're writing like good songs, and like, not like I'm the greatest songwriter in the world or anything like that, but I think like I'm at that place where I think the songs are starting to speak for themselves. That took a while to get to that point. The biggest thing that held me back, though, and why I think this is starting to work now versus like 10 years ago, is I was just like afraid to like send it. Like, you have to look like an idiot before you look cool. 100%. Especially now with like social media, like you don't really have the ability like you had before social media to just like play bars and clubs, get all the, can I say crap? Is that an okay one? Yeah, get all, I just caught myself. Get all like the crap out in terms of like bad songs, bad performances, figuring out your voice, figuring out how to play your instrument, how to play with your band, without having like cameras on you that it's going to end up on social media. That ability to do that is like a little bit lost. So now it's just kind of like understanding going into it, like, I'm going to look stupid sometimes, in the early stages, going to look dumb, stop hiding from it, run into it. take as many shows as you can, take as many opportunities as you can. And that's kind of what I've been doing the last like year and a half.
Nice.
Because I had nothing going on before, in music at least. I just loved it. I loved writing. I loved making it. I was so afraid to put it out there. I put out Chaotic in Havertown and started building like a local audience, and then I just started like posting all the stuff I thought was so cringe, and still do. I hate the social media stuff. For anybody who like who's watching this and like knows me as like the dude who's like, you know, doing like the stupid like social media stuff, I do it because it works. It gets followers, it gets stuff going in the right direction. There's not really another way around it. I've tried every single one. There's not. Figure out what your assets are, what people like, figure out how to turn that into a 30-second video, and just send it. And then besides that, play live as many opportunities as you can. 6 months ago, I was still making, you know, maybe a little more than 6 months ago, we'd make like $400 as a band. And, you know, now we make a lot more than that. So just from doing it, getting good, and, you know, people wanting to see you more and more and buying tickets and all that cool stuff. So.
Yeah, it's obviously working, because when I looked you up, like I was listening to all your stuff, I'm like, all of these songs are bangers, but also they all are getting like really good responses. Like your song Havertown, it's #1 for a reason on your Spotify, because like it's a good song.
Yeah,
and it's just kind of blown up.
Yeah, that's been a cool one, because it's really been like the local thing. Like, you know, you're in the Philly music scene, and it's this music scene pisses me off, bro. I will just say, I'm just gonna
I feel that.
I've had a hard time. Like, I haven't really gone out of my way to make friends in it necessarily. I haven't tried to seclude myself by any means, but it's just like there's this like C-wordiness. I can say that, right?
Yes.
There's an air of C-wordiness just around this scene of Philly musicians. And I freaking hate it, dude. So I just stay out of it and then just like kind of do my own thing. What was the original question before I started talking?
No, you're
crap?
good. It was basically just like seeing yourself pop off.
But like the audience wise, seeing somebody like from the area, you know, I'm from Westchester. I grew up in Westchester and then partially in Delaware County. That's where I moved after high school. Hence the Havertown song. But yeah, like the local audience like picked it up, and they're sick. They're awesome. And it just kind of been like building on that, and then started getting DMs from like Jersey and Maryland and the Virginias and the Carolinas, and then, you know, and then like now in like Colorado, like one of my top cities is Denver, Colorado.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, which is super odd. I don't push my stuff. Like, I don't put, you know, thousands of dollars in marketing. I don't buy followers. I don't buy streams. I don't do any of that weird stuff. So it's all been organic, and it's just kind of funny to see where stuff, you know, lands. But the local audience has been sick.
I'm just imagining like somebody in Colorado listening to a song about Havertown. It's like, I don't know what this place is, man, but I love it.
They do. They love Havertown. Because that's obviously the biggest one right now. So like they dig it. And then Hometown Boys just came out a couple days ago. People have been digging that, hit me up from all over the country. And again, I'm like, I don't want to sound like I'm like big by any means whatsoever. I'm more excited because it's getting more reach than I guess I ever thought a few years ago. You turn 25, 26 and you're at 0. You're like, all right, it's probably not happening. So at like 28, 29, when it starts like, you know, okay, I'm gonna have a little potion.
That's the thing. Like, I think now, with as much as you said, like social media hurts being an artist and like having to be creative and having to do all these stupid videos, as much as it can quote unquote suck to do, I think it can help music a lot more nowadays to blow up, not necessarily at any age. Because before, like, you had to be young, get caught in the scene, get picked up by a label that saw you, and most of the time they had a cutoff with an age limit half the time.
Totally. You're exactly right. So it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Because I hate labels for the most part. I really have a hard time following any rule like whatsoever. Like if it's not a rule, I'll probably just kind of like follow it. And then as soon as you're like, that's the rule, I'm like,
just out of
change
spite.
course. Oh yeah. That's just how I do everything. So it's
I feel that.
Yeah. So it is a double-edged sword because right, there's a huge chance that before, when maybe like the art was better and there was a little bit more freedom to like what could get popular, because you listen to like a lot of songs that were hugely successful, or bands are hugely successful, and it's like they would not have that success now. And I know this isn't the Rick Beato channel, so I'm not gonna like dive deep into the, you know, why music today sucks and in the 70s was the best. But it's true. And like, I don't write music for 15-second TikTok hooks. I just refuse to do it. If I get it to happen, cool, and it works out and I have a TikTok or whatever that does kind of good, cool. the way I kind of look at it now is like, I'm going to do my thing. If I can also fit it into the current climate of how you market and promote yourself and it works out, then cool. And yeah, you know, it's been definitely not like a Zach Bryan overnight kind of blow up by any means, but maybe one day.
I think even the overnight blowups that people see, like they're not even overnight. Like half the time it looks like an overnight blow up, but that was like 10, 15 years of someone building to that point.
Totally.
And then it just finally clicked.
Totally.
Yeah. But you were saying like you don't write your songs for it, but your songs have so many catchy hook parts in them. Like even just the 3 that we had tonight, I can see like each song having at least 2 points in it that are just going to get stuck in my head over and
awesome,
over.
Man. Yeah, thank you, man.
In the best way too, because it's just a mixture of like the guitar, the voice. There's something about a raspy voice that I think makes everyone feel music more, or at least feel the lyrics more.
Yeah,
because it makes it feel raw.
Right. Yeah, that's like a cool point. I was listening to Journey last night before I went to bed. I'm a huge Journey guy. I love Steve Perry, right? I think just one of the best vocalists of all time. Yeah. And I'm like, man, I wish I had that voice. It's hard. Like, you ever try singing along to something that you just can't? Mm-hmm. And it's just excruciating. So I'm like, okay, I guess rasp is what I bring to the world. That's my thing. Steve Perry brings 5 octaves. I bring like, you know, sounded like I've been eating gravel for breakfast for the last 5 years. So that's my contribution. You're welcome.
I'm not gonna lie. I had a guy on one time from Cadillac. I was like, dude, I love the rasp in your voice. He's like, oh, thanks. It's all thanks to cigarettes. Yeah. And that was just awkward silence for 2 seconds after that. I'm like, cool.
I mean,
you're 18.
Yeah, dude. 2 months of cigarette smoking, man, will do a number. Well, yeah, no, I don't. You know, like I try not to lean too heavy into it. I think I just didn't learn how to sing, so to hit the higher notes, it was like it was just like this like pushing thing that maybe like singers who are watching this would understand. When you don't know how to sing, you're just doing anything to get to that next note that you're trying to hit. Sometimes like doing that shit, which I still do. Yeah. Like a vocal coach would be like throwing up watching me like try to get the stuff out. But
gotta have one of those vocal coach videos where they do vocal coach reacts to Chris Rafter.
I would love that, like Ken Tampon or whatever his name is, Ken Tampon. The guy is like, that's how he like starts his videos.
I know who you're talking about. That's funny. We'll tag him. Everyone comment and tag him so he has to come check out this video.
Please watch my video and please give me a sincere rating.
I hope you're saying his name right.
It's Ken Tampon. Is it?
I have no idea. I've never heard him say it.
Do we have a Jamie? Do we have somebody on the computer?
I wish.
It's a Joe Rogan reference. I just lost half my audience right there. Just kidding. I only know
Everyone
from the articles.
Can get that. Everyone gets that.
All right.
It's the reels, man. They just pop up.
Yeah, exactly. Stupid algorithm.
That's so stupid, but so funny. Oh my gosh. One thing I was curious about with listening to your music, how did you get such a country vibe living like in around Philly?
Just friggin' ripped it off, dude. Just stole it. Yeah, no, honestly, you know what it was? We were kind of talking about it briefly earlier. I listen to a huge range of stuff. I'm all over the place in terms of what I listen to and what I like. And I'll get like really into stuff for like a month or 6 months or a year or something. What has, as like a writer though, I'll really lock in on the stuff that like I can do. It's like, I love Journey. I don't have 1/10 of the ability to be able to pull off anything that anybody in that band does. I can't sing like Steve Perry. I can't play like Neil Schon. I can't do anything that they do, right? And that's just an example because I just mentioned him, but that's most musicians. When I saw, for the first time, Tyler Childers, not saying that I can or am doing what Tyler Childers does, but it was the first time I was not a country fan whatsoever. But when I saw that, like, it was back in like 2017. It was a session like this type of thing. He did like Nose to the Grindstone. And I was like, this is awesome, because it was just like raw emotion. It wasn't like he's a great player, but it wasn't like he was doing this insane guitar stuff that was like completely out there. It wasn't like he was playing these crazy chord progressions and arrangements that were way out of like left field. It was stuff that was just the heart of it was in the rawness. It was great songwriting, great lyrics. He had a voice that carried it, and his playing was just perfect for it. And that was the first thing that was like, okay, that's something I can do. And by myself, I didn't have a band until the last year, year and a half. And then, yeah, obviously that kind of carrying into like the Zach Bryan era and a lot of that stuff that I was, starting to get influenced by. And I was like, I want to do my thing, write songs the way I write. The lyrics are still first for me to a fault. I'd probably have more like popular songs if I prioritize melody. And I just have an extremely hard time doing it. So I prioritize lyrics and then try to make the melody hooky enough that people will listen to it again. And then, I was into like fiddles and stuff like that, and still am, so I was like, I want to do these songs up and this album up with some fiddles and lap steels and stuff like that, just because that's what I like. Doesn't mean it'll be in everything forever. And,
right.
I don't claim to be like a country singer or country dude by any means. Like I said, I'm from the suburbs outside of Philadelphia, but
you're just an artist making what they want to make.
Yeah. That's just the sounds I like right now, know, and it's cool. I think it's made some pretty cool stuff. So,
yeah. Seeing evolutions of artists and artistry, like that's one of the best parts of finding an artist who's been around for years that you didn't know of. You get to like scroll through their discography and see like how they changed and what their stepping stones were.
Yeah, and that's like the other thing, going back earlier to like the, artist kind of figuring out their way. Mm-hmm. The biggest thing also, I would get so like up in my head about like not wanting to be like anybody else. Like almost want to be in such a world of my own that like nothing could, nobody could ever be like, oh, you stole your shit from this person. You took this from that person.
Yeah.
And it's like, once I got comfortable with the fact that all I am is a culmination of all of my influences, I have stolen everything I've ever done just from like a million different artists. It's all stolen. All stolen.
There's nothing original anymore. That's the thing. Like everyone wants to focus on being original, but there's the one theory that in music there is no individual melody or run of notes or chord combination that has not been done by someone somewhere at some point in history, recorded or not. There is no way to be quote unquote original, so just make it.
100%. Havertown was a pop song at first. It was ridiculous. It was a ridiculous pop song. I didn't like it. It wasn't going to go anywhere. It was going to sit in the vault. But it was like this more like poppy song. And then once I started playing, I still played the guitar the same way, but then once I self-produced it with Justin Miller, actually, who worked at Milk Boy for a while. Record over there. He's in LA now, but still a really good friend. Me and him produced Havertown Chaotic together. And we were both really into that kind of stuff at the time, the violins and that kind of like country style. And ironically enough, I hit up Justin. He had just finished doing Zach Bryan's album. I didn't even know Zach Bryan was recording an album here. It was the self-titled one. So he just finished that, made friends with a couple dudes in the band, Zephyr Avalon, the bass player, and Reed Connolly, the lap steel banjo dude. And he was like, yeah, I can get those guys to play on the record. And I was like, oh, sweet. Those guys are badass players. All right, let's lean into that a little bit then. Let's make it, it's kind of country it up a little bit, man, But like, I don't try to like sing like a, I do sometimes. I do it in the shower. I do a little Morgan Wallen thing. But that's, yeah. But yeah, man, so,
That's sick.
Keep it open.
Using your friendships and like just seeing what people could throw at you.
Yeah,
that's cool that it's like just a random connection too, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, you just call people, put yourself places. I think that's the biggest thing. It's just like not overthink anything. Make the stuff that you think is cool. The other thing with like the social media stuff is like people are always going to talk like crap on social media in the comments, in the DMs, and I'm pretty brazen on social media, so I get cooked sometimes, especially.
Listen, interaction is interaction.
Oh yeah,
that just means people are interacting. It's going to get pushed to more people.
Exactly.
One of my best performing videos on YouTube got like 10 hate comments.
Yeah, exactly. And that's somebody's like thing. More power to them. It's just so they're hating on the internet.
I'm glad you have enough time to just be negative on the internet all day. Good for you.
Yeah, exactly. At least just be negative in real life. Do what I do. Go on a podcast and talk crap. Be a freaking man about it.
That's so funny. But before we close, is there anything like else that you want to push? I know you announced that your project's coming out, your full album in July, single in June. You just had a single drop as well.
Yeah. So I just had a single drop. Yeah, album coming. We got the Rafter tour that we're currently booking and routing. So look forward to that towards like the end of the summer. I'm on Instagram and TikTok and all that stuff at Rafter Unhinged. And I post a lot on there. And Yeah, so I'll be keeping everybody updated with everything. But
Sick. Well, I'll try to have links to everything down below as well so that you guys
yeah.
can find it easier, because I know some people just don't like to type. I'm some people. But thank you guys so much for watching. Dude, Chris, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Dude,
it was a
thanks for
lot
having
of
me,
fun. It was a fun session. It was good music.
Yeah.
It's going to turn out great. People are going to love these.
Oh, hell yeah. I hope so, man. Thanks for having me. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys have any questions for him, feel free to leave them down below. Maybe we'll send them to him. Maybe he'll watch it and see what you
I
commented.
am going to read every comment.
Remember, he loves hate comments, so go for it.
I love hate comments. All right, just leave your address when you do it, all right?
Ooh, dox yourself.
This isn't Nashville, all right? This is Philadelphia. We do things different. Staring into the eye of the camera. It's for you. Person typed up that hate comment right now.
Thank you guys for watching, and until next time.
All right. Cool.
Come in pieces, leave in peace.